Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. In this episode, we're going to finish up the heat shields and get her running again. Stay tuned. Alright guys, if you've been watching, we are doing heat shields at the moment. We've got 2 done. We need 1 more on the firewall to protect the heater hoses and some wiring. So let's get this one off so we can get access to it. Let's bend up some metal. Alright, so we've got 2 10mm here, holding this one on. Just need to get this one off, which is actually not tight. So we've got a bolt here and we have a nut up on this one. Well, I didn't think that through, did I? There's a spacer behind there. Now there isn't. It's fallen down onto the ground, if you didn't hear. It's always good. Pretty simple. So pretty much why I've got this one on. I don't need to run this one all the time. This is to hide the external wastegate, pretty much. We need to work on getting this wiring loom pushed back against the firewall a bit more. Alright, so looking in here, you can see this wiring loom here. It's actually up against the screamer pipe there. And then we've got the heater hose coming out here, which I've already changed up before. We'll just have to do that again. So I'm pretty sure this wiring loom, this one here is, it looks like it's all for the automatic transmission. And eventually guys, I do want to convert this to manual, because from driving my black XT SG to driving the auto, I really enjoy the manual a lot more. It's a lot more pokey, and I reckon with this setup, this is going to be a monster if it was a manual, but it would have to be a 6-speed obviously. But I probably do like what one of the guys down in Torquay Geelong have done and buy a whole GT that's got a manual in it, maybe just a blown up engine, and convert it from all that, so we've got everything that we need, like diff, everything. So yeah, I know I was going to go for the B4 Liberty Auto, but I think the way to go is to go to that strong 6-speed with all the bigger axles and everything. Let's keep an eye out for some wrecks going through auctions and stuff like that. Alright, so I've got this heat shield off from the back here. I'm going to take this one off because we are going to be putting the tape on, the reflective tape as well. Just get this all off and look at what we need to do for that last one. Pretty bent up. Alright, so I'm just taking the screamer pipe off now. I'm just taking the V-band off. There we go. Alright, so it's going to be pretty hard to film this, but yeah, we've got to move all that more up against the firewall. We've pretty much got to be straddling the engine, laying over it to do that. So unfortunately you probably won't be able to see it, but I'll show you the end result. Alright, so that wasn't too bad, because there's actually a bracket down there that all the connectors used to clip onto. So I've actually just bend that back, and now it's pushing that whole harness up against the firewall. Now here is a great mounting spot for the shield. So we can just run it along there, down there, along there. This is obviously not in the right spot. There we go. We'll get the screamer pipe back in so we know where it's sitting, and we'll make up another heat shield. Alright guys, got the screamer pipe back on there. So now we've probably got that wiring maybe 10mm away from the screamer pipe now, so that's good. Then we can get a heat shield in between there. So do some CAD and we'll get this sorted. Alright guys, I've got a basic template. So it's going to bend there, it's going to go along the firewall, along here, So we'll cut this out and see how it folds up. Right, got a drawn out on the alley folder at that point. Should be a pretty easy cut. Hopefully it turns out alright. Alright, got that cut out and folded. See how it fits. I'm gonna have to bend this piece. Wow, it goes in good. There we go. But get the hole drilled for that mounting location there. And yeah, just clean up some of the edges. Alright guys, so I'm happy with that. I might just round this bottom one off a bit, and then we'll start putting the heat-proof tape on it, on all three of them, which are over there somewhere. Let's get that off. So I haven't used this heat-proof tape before, so I just peeled it off. It's got a backing on it that we need to peel off. Sorry. I'll put it here. We'll just go vertically down. So my theory in that is, if any liquid gets on it, it'll just run down it, whereas if I did it horizontal, there's a chance that it will sit in there and get hot. So we'll do the outside first, then I'll do the inside to protect it even further for the wires and coolant. Alright guys, we have that one on. Looks pretty good. I like it. I'm going to do the brake one now. Alright, the brake one is all covered. Look at that. Fixed it up. Looks much better. I've got to put that one on, and then we'll do the turbo one. Alright, so we've got the brake heat shield on. I'm going to put the turbo one on. So I'm actually going to wrap the inside and the outside in that heat reflective tape, and that'll clean up these edges so it'll look a bit better. Alright, I've done the turbo heat shield inside and out, so let's mount that. There we go, all three heat shields are on. Now we can drive it. Now it is pretty late, it's about midnight now, so I've just got a couple of things I need to put on. And then tomorrow morning we'll start it up and see how we go. Now I won't be afraid to actually drive it on the road and get it up to some good running temperatures. Alright guys, it's the next morning, nice and bright outside, going to be a hot one today. So we're going to give this a nice start up, and we'll see how everything goes. Hopefully we don't burn anything down. And then later on, not this episode, next episode, we'll take her for a drive, which is, it's been a minute. Let's start her up. She's been sitting for that long that there's lots and lots of spiderwebs under the car, so we definitely need to get her out for a drive. Hopefully everything is connected back up. It's looking alright. That's right, I need to make a new gauge pod for this. Master switch on. Keys are in my pocket. Alright. There you go. Starts up every time. Oil pressure's good. Gonna get some more fuel soon. Alright, we need to get a health tech gauge so I can see water temp and oil pressure. I need to get a new pressure sensor that goes to the health tech, because at the moment I'm going to have to run with my laptop to show me coolant temp. Obviously we got oil pressure here, but we want the oil pressure to go through the health tech so we have some safety in there as well. So if you didn't know, the Elite 550, it doesn't actually have a knock sensor, so at the moment we're running with no knock sensor. I do have the knock sensor in there, which is to the stock ECU, which is still running. So I don't know what the stock ECU can do, because you can't change the cams or timing or anything, because that's all through the health tech now. I don't know, it might just pop up with a check engine light. Yeah, we're good. I'm pretty happy with that. Feel a lot safer to drive now. Alright guys, so she's back running again. If you enjoyed this episode, give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't yet, please consider hitting that subscribe button. And I'll catch you next episode when we take it for a drive. See ya. Bye.